Welcome to a special edition of Neural Wings, your source for Kalamazoo Wings game analysis and predictions, brought to you by absolutely no one. I'm your host, Ano, and today we're kicking off a four-part series examining the Kalamazoo Wings season from a statistical lens. If math isn't your thing, don't worry. We're going to keep this simple and straightforward. The Neural Wings model. Let's start with the basics, our model. We at Neural Wings use a statistic called Defensive Efficiency Ratio, or DER, which is elegantly simple yet predictively powerful. It is simply the ratio of goals allowed per goals scored. Think of it like a report card for team balance. If you have a DER of 1.00, you're allowing exactly as many goals as you score. Perfectly balanced, but not necessarily winning. If your DER is below 1.00, say 0.85, you're allowing fewer goals than you score. Your defense is efficient relative to your offense. But if your DER creeps above 1.00, you're in trouble. You're bleeding more goals than you can put on the board. Now, you might be thinking, don't we already have stats for this? What about goal differential and goals against average? Great question. Here's why DER is different and, frankly, better for prediction. DER zeroes in on a team's defensive prowess, measuring how effectively they neutralize scoring chances through metrics like shots allowed, save percentage adjustments, and zone control, making it a forward-looking predictor of sustained performance. Goal differential, on the other hand, is a broader retrospective stat, goals for minus goals against, that captures the net result of both offense and defense, but can be swayed by short-term luck or hot streaks without isolating defensive efficiency as DER does. This distinction helps explain why DER often signals early-season trends more reliably. Other traditional stats like goals against average look at defense in isolation. DER normalizes your defensive performance against your own offensive output. It captures the fundamental relationship that wins hockey games. You need to score more than you allow. It's holistic, it's contextual, and as we'll see, it's devastatingly accurate. The numbers don't lie. Using the 2024-25 ECHL Central Division season, we analyzed the correlation between DER and final division standings. Based on the results, we have generated a formula that can predict with high accuracy the final divisional standings of any team, so long as the running DER is known. How accurate, you might ask? The correlation coefficient was 0.926. For those who don't speak statistics, that's extremely strong. It means that knowing a team's DER tells you almost everything you need to know about where they'll finish. The top 4 teams in the division finished in exact order of their DER values. Toledo finished first with a 0.83 DER. Fort Wayne was second at 0.84. Iowa took third at 1.02. And Indianapolis grabbed the final playoff spot at 1.08. The bottom 3 teams, including our K-Wings, all had DER values higher than 1.10, resulting in Kalamazoo, 1.14 DER, finishing 5th, exactly where predicted. This formula explains 76.8% of the variance through linear regression in division position. Effectively, if the DER is known at any point in the season, it can predict your final position with remarkable accuracy. Here's a practical translation. For every 0.10 increase in your DER, for every tenth of a point your defensive efficiency worsens, you drop approximately 0.4 positions in the standings. Additionally, DER worsening has a 2.6 times greater impact on standings than improvements, showcasing the importance of preventing defensive collapses. A team's DER gives you a powerful lens to understand what you're watching. It cuts through the noise of individual plays, hot streaks, and bad bounces to reveal the underlying mathematical truth of hockey success. And here's the thing that makes this analysis so compelling for the current season. The DER doesn't just tell you where you've been. It tells you where you're going. And it tells you early. There are a few windows during the season where DER is disproportionately predictive from a statistical perspective. Early warning, games 14 to 17. Confirmation point, games 20 to 25. Mathematical certainty by game 30. Within these windows, there are some key DER thresholds to keep an eye on. Below 0.90, team will finish in the top 2. Between 0.90 and 1.00. This is the playoff bubble. Between 1.00 and 1.10. Team misses playoffs, but is competitive. Over 1.10. Will finish last or second to last. We are currently approaching the early warning window with Game 14 on November 26, 2025 against the Fort Wayne Comets. We'll cover this window on our next special edition, as well as the confirmation point and the mathematical certainty point in future episodes. Well, that's it for today. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and tell a friend. It helps out more than you know. I'm Ano, and this is Neural Wings. Let's go, K-Wings.